Good morning and happy Friday, April 18th. We are just leaving the Clyde Smith shelter, heading 13.7 miles to the Stan Murray shelter. Stan Murray shelter is a small shelter. Last night's shelter was a small shelter as well. So the hope is I'll get a spot in the shelter. If not, I'll pitch a tent. It's currently cool out, but the sun is out and it's supposed to get up in the 70s today. Hopefully the humidity is not too bad. And like every other day, we have some big climbs ahead of us, which I'm not looking forward to. I'm having some trouble physically and mentally this morning still. My right ankle started acting up about 5 days ago, and it's just gotten progressively worse. It's a little swollen and it's sore after I start hiking a while. It stretches itself out and it's still a little painful, but not real bad. But when I'm still, it tightens up and it's really achy. Not certain what I did to it, maybe rolled it, sprained it, something. But anyway, I've been taking ibuprofen and trying to rest it, stretch it, everything I can. Besides my right ankle, I feel like I'm getting a head cold now as well. So a lot of things are hitting me at once, and it's kind of affecting me mentally. I'm kind of tired, mentally tired, physically tired, and yeah, I don't know what that means for the future, but yeah, just thought I'd share that with you. I don't know why, but today should be a beautiful day. Hopefully there's some cool things to share with you, and we'll see how it turns out. Okay, so I thought I'd share part of the trail with you this morning. We're just starting out. Again, about 8:20 now. It's beautiful out today. It's going to be warm, and we're going to be climbing. Even though the sun is out, I'm in shorts, but I'm wearing t-shirt, wind shirt, rain jacket, which serves as a windbreaker for me. I have to tell you, over the last week or so, I've been cold all the time, even when it's warm out. I would guess I've lost about 20 pounds in the last 40-something days. So I started at 176. Last time I weighed myself was about 2 weeks ago, and I weighed 162. I would imagine I weigh about 155 right now. I have been eating a lot more in town and on the trail. I'm packing a lot more food than I did at the beginning because I'm hungry all the time, and I do eat a lot. So I think, you just can never keep up with the calorie burn. So I'm guessing I'm burning 6,000 calories a day and probably eating about 1,800 to 2,000. I know that's not a lot. You have to, the weight of the food in your pack is tough to carry. So you're trying to carry high dense calorie foods, and I may not have that dialed in yet. Anyway, I'm working on it, and I don't know. Just always cold. So right now I have my mittens on and my warm clothes on the top, but I'm wearing shorts on the bottom. So it will warm up, and I'll probably end up having to stop and take a lot of the stuff off. But it's going to be a good day, I think. And hopefully we can make these 13 miles fairly quickly. And I know these steep climbs make it tough, but it is what it is. Every day is a climb, apparently. So yeah. 9:48, just coming down the trail. I'm going to be starting a pretty good climb here real soon across the way. There's cars parked down here, and I came across this Trail Magic, so I took a Sprite, and I'm going to drink that here in a minute. Very much appreciated. Thank you, whoever left this. Okay, it's about 10 a.m. I'm starting the big climb of the day. There will be other climbs, but this climb is about 4.5 miles long. Pretty much all uphill. There might be a little bit of level here and there, but thankfully down below about 1/4 mile I got some Trail Magic. Somebody left a cooler on the side of the trail with sodas, and I took a Sprite, so that sugar kick is helping me get up this first part of the climb. And yeah, there's supposed to be Trail Magic at Carver's Gap on the backside of this mountain. There's a guy that was section hiking, and he's getting off at Carver's Gap today. His parents are picking him up, and he said his parents will do some form of Trail Magic. So That's going to start up around 1 p.m. and I'll be down there around 1 to 1:30 p.m. so that would be perfect. For now, I'm in my climb. Gretel shot way out in front of me. I have no idea where he's at. He's likely a half a mile or more above me on this climb. So I'm sure we'll catch up either at the Trail Magic or later on at the shelter. It's 11:15 a.m. Made up the first 2.5 mile climb. Now leveled off for about maybe 100 yards. And then I have another 2 mile climb to the top. That's the valley on this side anyway. It's a nice sunny day. It's warming up down to a t-shirt and shorts again. And there's very little breeze, but the breeze that there is nice. But yeah, another 2 mile climb to get to the top of this guy. It's downhill for a little while, and then there's a small climb. Basically like shark's teeth. It's gonna be up and down for a little while. And I'm about 7.8 miles away from the shelter. So I'm expecting around 3 to 3:30. So yeah, the climb is starting already. Fun, fun, fun. This is what it looks like at the top of that first peak I climbed. It's flat up here and beautiful. The trail going through it. So, like I said, I have about 2 miles left to get to the top of the next peak. I would imagine it's that mountain right there in front of me, or that hill, whatever you want to call it. That's where I'm heading next, up that puppy. And at this point, I'm the caboose. I'm at the back of the pack. Everybody's passed me by, and they're all probably either halfway up or 3/4 up or all the way at the top at this point, but whatever. I'll get there when I get there, right? I take a little stops here and there and breathe and look around, and it seems to me every time I watch everyone go by me, they're just plowing ahead, not really looking at anything around them. So anyway, I think it looks beautiful up here. It's 12:15 p.m. Made it to the top of the first summit. There used to be an old hotel up here, the Cloudline Hotel. I think it was a hotel that was built in the 1800s, and it's kind of a place that would bring tourists up so they could experience nature. And this would have been the side of the hotel. It's pretty much no longer here, obviously. There's no part of the structure here, but it's pretty cool that they have this here. And it looks like there's a road back there, because I see some vehicles, like some forestry vehicles parked along the road, but I'm going to come up here. Maybe I wasn't at that site, I don't know, but here is an old water fountain left standing from the hotel. And here is a board that talks about the Cloudline Hotel. It's pretty beat up and hard to read, but I'm gonna show you this area. Pretty cool. And then I'll read what the board has to say, since it can't be read just from the camera. It said the Cloudline Hotel, perched on this knob, reflected the grand style of the 1800s, when fine ladies and gentlemen often escaped the city for the summer. Built in 1884, this 3-story resort catered to both pleasure seekers and sufferers of hay fever. The hotel straddled the Tennessee-North Carolina state lines. In fact, the strip was painted on the floor through the middle of the dining room, down the length of a long banquet table. Of practical value, this line showed where guests could legally drink alcoholic beverages and where they couldn't. In Tennessee, it was legal to consume alcohol, while in North Carolina, it was illegal. It tells the story also of a North Carolina sheriff who lingered around the hotel ready to nab anybody who stepped over the line with a drink. Imagine the grandeur of this hotel life. Guests relaxed in rockers on the wide porches. They kicked up their heels on the dance floor. They enjoyed bowling, croquet, or golf on the grounds. They dined on 3 scrumptious meals each day. All of this for the cost of $2 per day, or $10 per week, or $30 per month. Pretty cool. Let me see if I can show you. It's hard to see. This is pretty weathered. So it kind of shows what it looked like. some of the grand ladies and gentlemen, I guess. So that was it. Anyway, I'm gonna continue on. There's still another tiny little climb to get to the top of another peak up here, which is one of the taller mountains in the area, Round Mountain. So I'll be getting up there. It's about half a mile away. That's where I'm heading next. Just after 1 p.m. heading down towards Carver's Gap, about, I think, probably 4 to 4.5 miles away from the shelter. And the day's beautiful. It's been a climb most of the day, though more recently I've been going downhill, and I continue to go downhill. When I get to Carver's Gap, I'll be heading back up again. Won't be as much of an uphill, but I think I have 2 or 3 more climbs. So basically just little puds. A pud is a pointless up and down. So I'll be doing some ups and downs, 3 of them, before I get myself to the shelter. And yeah, I don't know where anyone else is right now. I passed 3 through hikers up at that hotel site. They stopped to eat their lunch up there. I've been eating snacks on the run. Haven't seen Gretel or any of the others since we started hiking, and they passed me by. Gretel's probably at least a mile ahead. So anyway, making progress, heading down towards Carver's Gap, and it's pretty in this area, as you can see. Let me see if I can kind of give you a view. It's heavily wooded, so it just looks like a bunch of trees. But it's nice when you have this because it just offers a lot of shade on a hot day like today. So, and I'm noticing that these hot days lately, the last 1 or 2, and I think it's going to continue for 2 more days or so. It's not humid, thank goodness. So that's always good. It's currently 2:20 p.m. Heading up this little climb here. Sorry, you're gonna be on film for a minute. At the last road crossing, there's trail magic going on. KB, who was in a shelter with us last night, we've seen a few times on the trail, with section hiking, and his mother and father came to pick him up at the road junction back there, and they had some trail magic. So I had sparkling water, an apple, and some chips. They offered a lot more. I just didn't want to take it with me, and I was good. So anyway, I'm back at it. I guess this area is a good area for tourists that want to come up and get some good views, because there were some good views. We passed a number of tourists, but we're on the side now where most of them wouldn't be coming. So anyway, just making our way up another climb. Not as steep or low as the one earlier today. Currently 3:30 p.m. Coming up on the Stan Murray shelter, my home for the night. I would have been here half an hour ago, but I took a wrong turn. I wasn't paying attention to signage. Saw some backpackers in front of me, so I just followed them. And then what that ended up being is I went 0.4 up a mountain, and then I realized I was going the wrong way, so I had to turn around and do 0.4 back. So I lost about a mile, which kind of sucks. But Gretel's probably here. Yep, I see his pack, and there's another person here. And I'll be there now. Getting a plot, hopefully getting a spot in the shelter. It's currently 4:06. I got to the Stan Murray shelter at around 3:30, even after having gone a mile in the wrong direction earlier. I was climbing half a mile up a mountain when I realized I was going the wrong direction and had to turn around, so it ended up being a mile. That put me in the Stan Murray shelter a little later than I would have gotten in. But I got there at 3:30, and Gretel offered a suggestion to go another 2 miles up to the Overland Mountain shelter. So it's an easy 2 miles. It's early in the day. We figured we'd do that instead, which would cut down on mileage tomorrow. Tomorrow would have been like an 18-mile day. So now it will be down to about a 16-mile day, unless we find something closer tomorrow. And I think I found something at the 14-mile mark that I'll share with Gretel. But anyway, today we're going to the Over Mountain shelter. The shelter's still there, but it's basically not usable. They consider the shelter not to be safe because it could collapse at any time, but it also has a lot of beautiful camping spots around it, and they're offering the camping ability. You can camp, put your tent up, and as long as you're more than 40 feet away from the shelter, they're fine with it. They have a privy there, which Gretel likes, and they have water. Now, From a photo I've seen, the Over Mountain Shelter looks like it has an amazing view of the valley. You're actually up on a hill overlooking the valley with very little tree coverage. So if that's true, it should be a beautiful view tonight for sunset. Though hopefully it's not super windy, because then, you know, we have that going against us, but we'll see how it looks. I'm excited about it. That's the plan for now. I'm about 0.6 away, or a little over a half mile away. So it's going to be Gretel and myself. There was a woman at the last shelter as well. And when she heard us talking about doing this, she said she would probably do it as well. I'm thinking she probably did not want to be on her own at that shelter, though I have a hunch that 2 or 3 more through hikers would be staying at that shelter anyway. Anyway, we're going to push forward, and we have other hiker friends that may have pushed forward as well, because they should have passed us a long time ago. I haven't seen them in quite a while, and we haven't seen them at the last shelter. So my thought is they went to the Over Mountain Shelter because of the views as well. So it's probably going to be a crowded campsite, but that will be fun. We'll see how it turns out. It's about 4:30 p.m. We're coming into the Overland Mountain Shelter where there's camping. It sounds like there's a group up here, the kids. Tents already set up, so it's going to be a bit busy tonight, but looks like there's also plenty of room to pitch a tent. So we'll find our spot and mingle amongst the other tents. So this should be interesting. Gretel's out in front of me. Looks like a beautiful area, and I can see that it does have a view down on the valley. You can see that. Pretty cool. Popular area. They're probably gonna have a... It's kind of windy up here. Hopefully we don't do a campfire if it's not safe. Oh, I'm sorry. There are a lot of people up here. So. Okay, it's 5:10 p.m. Made it to Overland Mountain, the old shelter site. I want you to check this out. This appears to be, sorry, it's hard to see, but somebody's house up on the mountain. They have a really nice house up there. But let's get back to what we're doing here. So we got up here, we saw families up here with their kids camping, which is cool. I'm set up right there. And then Gretel's right here. My bear hang's gonna be in the tree up there, away from us. There's a spring with water resupply going down the trail this way. There's an access road. That's probably why these families got easy access up here. But I'm going to take you this way towards where they supposedly have a privy. Just kind of check it out. That tent looks familiar. That one looks bigger than mine though. And
the duplex. You have the duplex.
Yeah, yeah. That's the newer version. Maybe it's just a slight bit bigger. I don't know.
Oh, it's the zipper. Do you have the zipper?
No.
Okay, that's fine.
Heading up this way, up the trail. That was not coming. So. Howdy. This is where the shelter site used to be. Apparently they tore it down. And there's some hammocks up here that these people are using. I'm going to take the trail down, see if it leads to the privy that they supposedly had up here. I don't know if it's still up here or not, but I'm assuming that this trail is what led to it at one point. It was a pit toilet, and couldn't imagine why it wouldn't still be there. Looks like farmland down there, or like a golf course, but probably not. I'm just surprised that you have that huge house up on the mountain there, all by itself. It doesn't look like a small one, it looks pretty big. So yeah, I'm heading up towards the privy. I can see that they have one up here, pit toilet, which is cool. I know Gretel will be excited about that. Everything's a walk though. You have to walk all the way down to get here, and then you have to walk all the way down the other way to get to the water source. So I guess it's good that they keep everything separated. But this privy is three-sided, and it looks like it's opened up to the valley. So you have a view of the valley as you're going to the bathroom, I guess. So I'm walking up now because I am going to use it. And I just thought I'd show you what it looks like. Privy with a view. So I'm glad we made the choice to come up here today instead of staying at the other shelter, because not only did we get 2 further miles on such a beautiful day, but also we have a beautiful campsite with a view, and we cut down on the mileage tomorrow. So this is what you get. So when you're in the Privy, I'm not going to go to the Privy right now, you're actually looking out this way. 6:40 p.m. This is our camping situation tonight. Very popular campsite we're going to be in. So my tent's down there along with Gretel's. I'm standing up where I have my bear hang. But if I get up early enough in the morning, I might be able to have a great sunrise view. We'll have to see. Pretty cool. I'm happy to be here. This is my favorite tent camping spot so far. It's currently 6:50. I'm in my tent at the Over Mountain campsite, I guess you'd call it. Again, it used to be an old shelter that was torn down. This is a beautiful campsite area. A lot of tents out today, as you'll see in my video when it's posted. It was a good day today. The breeze was down this morning and it was warm but not humid at all. There was a steep climb for 4.5 miles, which wasn't fun. But once we got past that, the day went pretty well. It was a pretty mellow hike from there. We had trail magic twice. I got a soda from a cooler, and I also got sparkling water and an apple and chips from a woman that was waiting on her son who was section hiking. And yeah, it was a good day overall. I enjoyed myself. Right now, it's a little breezy, but I'll be dressed for warmth and ready to go tomorrow. So tomorrow we're gonna go, I think, anywhere from 14 to 16 miles. Our goal is to get into Hampton Friday morning, and so the closer we can get to the pickup road, the better. So I think right now we are, I want to say around, well, I don't know how many miles away. I think we're at mile 386 or 387 right now. I might be wrong on that, but we want to get to mile 420 for our pickup, so that's what we have to do in the next few days. Have a good evening, and thank you for following along. Sunny D out.